In what ways do your media products use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? Starting off with the trailer, I looked at three main trailers: The Strangers, When a Stranger Calls, and The Unborn. I chose these trailers because they are linked to the storyline and that each of them have a similar aspect to what I wanted to go on. For example, like the characters in, like the couple in The Strangers. Um, Moving on to the opening shot, there is a voiceover through the production logos. I wanted to use a similar shot from When the Stranger Calls of the parents going out and leaving the young teenagers alone. I wanted to show this because it shows how they are alone, and that because they are stereotypical, like, young teenagers, the audience would probably assume that they're going to do something reckless or something bad is going to happen. So therefore, building up the storyline. Also, the background noise of it being a soft piano to start off with, which is where I got the idea from The Strangers, may mislead the audience thinking that it's going to be something different, therefore building up tension and drama. The next shot of the newspaper, and my shot, and the shot of the image in The Unborn, I wanted to do something to I needed a turning point in the trailer, and this is to show the genre, because now people will realise that this, and the horror music in the background shows that this is going to be a horror film. Also, it gives a kind of a small look at what the antagonist is going to be like, which is similar to what the picture in The Unborn does. So therefore, leading the audience into seeing that it is going to be a horror, and that this antagonist is going to be some sort of child, which can normally be very scary, like in films like Paranormal Activity. Not only that, it also shows at the time period, so it does show that this, and the title on the newspaper saying that the girl had died, is going to show that it is going to be some sort of paranormal ghost that's going to be haunting them. The next shot of them walking into the bedroom, in MASH, obviously it's a similar shot from The Unborn, as they're both walking into the room. It's the same medium shot. However, obviously in mine it's showing the doll, whereas in The Unborn it's showing the little boy in the room. But it's still got similar connotations, like we're walking into a child's bedroom, and in this one we're walking into a room and it's got a child's toy. So it's still got that similar connotations where you know that this antagonist is going to be a child of some sort. Although it's still unsure, so the tension's still building. On to the next shot, of the woman protagonist looking out of the window. I took this shot from the Strangers. I know it's different angle wise. Obviously, mine's from behind looking out the window, but what I wanted to do in mine, I wanted to show that there's looking into darkness. So it's got that connotations that she's like trapped almost, where she's blind to what's about to happen. She can't see out this window, but as you can see in the next shot, where you can see that the antagonist is looking at her, it shows that she makes her look vulnerable and realizes that this ghost or this paranormal is going to be a danger, and is watching her and knows and is aware of her presence. But also that the woman protagonist is also aware of this. It shows that she's got a feeling that something is going to happen. Therefore, the audience knows that something is going to happen. And I took the shot of her looking out of the window, from the When a Stranger Calls, because it's a similar thing. She has an inkling that something is going wrong, or something is going to go wrong, something strange is happening there, and therefore they are building tension up to try and make it more scary for the audience. In the next shot, it's a shot of the phone ringing. It's more the one of the. I use the example from The Stranger Calls. That's more of a closer up shot, whereas mine's slightly further away. However, you can see that the phone is ringing by the light up of the screen. It's quite stereotypical of horror films to use phone calls to be scary. For example, like other films like One Missed Call and Scream. Normally can be a way of distracting the protagonist as the antagonist comes to attack. Therefore, this would be building up tension for the audience, not knowing what's going to happen next. Um, the next shot is of the woman protagonist picking it up, which is similar to the one I took out the Stranger Calls. This shows that they are confused at why this person's ringing, and then as the scary voice or the heavy breathing is coming down the phone, you can see their expression and their facial expression from the medium close-up shot of this particular shot. It also kind of gives the audience a glimpse into what the antagonist is like, as at this part, both of the parts of the trailer, the antagonist hasn't been seen yet, therefore carrying on to build up the tension of the horror film, so the audience will know something is going to be coming soon, and therefore keeping them intrigued. The next shot is of the it's slightly different shots in the way of mine's more of a medium close-up shot, as I wanted to get a sense of the facial expressions of the characters, whereas in The Strangers, the shot of the woman stood alone is slightly different because she looks more vulnerable, whereas in my shot the girl looks protected. However, it's a similar sense where these characters are being introduced walking in to the room. Also on my shot, I wanted to be able to the audience to just know a bit more about the storyline, to realise that it's only the girl that can see this ghost, which is why it's obvious that the boy can't see it, but it's why she says how she can feel her, because this ghost is stood right behind her. So this definitely adds to the storyline. On to the next shot, the long shot of the antagonist, like looking out the window at them. I took this quite similar shot from The Strangers. They both kind of stood under like street lights, so it creates this. So the light on them is like a gloomy effect, as it's still you can still see the character, but obviously the darkness around them makes it look more fitted with the genre. It also, you can see that it looks like they're watching them. So again, that show, like mentioned earlier, it shows how they are going to possibly attack, and the audience don't know what they're going to do next, but they're getting closer and they're getting in to pursue the protagonist. The last two shots were included in a fast-paced spurt of shots, which is normally common in horror films, as it was coming to the end of the trailer. And then followed from them shots is the next shot of the a slow, like a medium low angle shot of the antagonist walking towards the window. I used a similar shot from the Strangers, as of the antagonist walking towards them from the shadows. However, I used a closer shot, as I wanted the audience to be able to see the face and the doll, so the audience knew that this was a little girl, so it added more context to the trailer so people can understand the storyline more. Also, the low angle shot makes it seem more edgy, and that the antagonist should be scared, that the audience should be scared of the antagonist, as that shows it has more power. The shot at the end is of a quick zoom, is a zoom in of the antagonist with a girl's scream, with a very loud scream over the top. This is on just after the credits, like the production logos. Therefore, this would shock the audience, as they wouldn't expect it. I took this from the film When a Stranger Calls, and the film trailer When a Stranger Calls, because it does this in a very similar way. It uses a fast-paced shot of the girl being scared and screaming. Therefore, it leaves an impression about the film on the audience, and they would carry on being scared. And it would also have connotations that this is what the film would be like. It would be very unexpected, and it would make you jump. Finally, I'm going to talk about my intertitles. I took a similar line of the intertitles from The Strangers, as I really liked the black background with the simple white font over the top. As you can see the writing, and it seems more effective in the way of instead of having other colours on it. Also, Well, the differences with mine is that because I wanted to make the writing represent like a child's handwriting, again linking back to the antagonist being a little girl, whereas in The Strangers it is just it is real people like adults who are seeking them out to murder them. Whereas this is different. This is a haunting. So it's because it's a slightly different storyline. I wanted to add more effects on it to make it seem like this. Also, the like static TV background kind of has a paranormal feel to it. That there's something wrong and edgy with it. Whereas in films with a paranormal antagonist, only they would be able to create this sort of effect on like a TV. Whereas with the strangers being people, they're not going to be able to do that. So therefore, it just kind of gives it that edge, so the audience know that it is a paranormal antagonist.